Sue forgot to turn the microphone on, so she just filmed, how many hours was it?
A couple
of hours worth of footage, and there is absolutely no audio in it. So the things that you missed was her making the cookies, but don't worry about it because she made the exact same cookies 2 videos ago.
True.
So you could just watch that.
Yes.
What else? The first half of the shortbread.
Which is right in front of me.
Oh, you've only done this bit?
Yes.
Oh, well that's fine. All you missed was cookies. If you want that, go 2 videos ago. See?
Yes.
There you go, you're fine. What?
Don't hit me.
I'm trying to get her to agree with me. She does.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
You telepathically agreeing with me?
I'll communicate with her all the time.
Right.
We bitch about you.
How rude. So yes, it is the next day compared to the dumpling and Dundee cake video. So they are over there behind the cookies, behind the stack of cookies. So all I've done is made the cookie dumpling, Dundee cake yesterday, and the cookies today. So
what are we doing today?
Today we're doing everything else.
What's everything else?
Everything else consists of, we're going to make jam and we're going to make tablet.
Fucking hell. No tablet.
Yeah, tablet. Tablet's great.
No, it's not. I need to stir a pot literally for an hour. That's not even an exaggeration. That I literally need to stand there stirring the pot for an hour.
No, I've narrowed it down. It'll not be an hour, swear to God. We'll be fine. We'll be alright. And while you're doing that, I'm going to make shortbread. We're going to make mini Christmas puddings.
Fucking hell.
And I think that might be it. Where's my wee book?
You conned me.
What we're going to do just now, yeah, so I've made my cookies, and I've made my Dundee cake. So it's literally this jam, made my cookie dumpling, so jam, shortbread, Christmas truffles and tablet. That's all it's got left to make. That's only 4 things. 2 for the oven,
jam,
2 for the hob.
Shortbread, Christmas truffles and tablet.
Yes.
And this is the shortbread.
And this is the shortbread. So what we're going to do just now is, because shortbread goes in the oven but jam goes in the hob, we'll do both at the exact same time. It'll be great, it'll be fine. So what we'll do is, I'll leave this to now and explain this in a wee second, and we'll get our jars in sterilising and our lids in sterilising and the jam on. I have a video making jam already. So I'll link that in the eye thing in one of the corners. So basically you need to wash your jars and then put them in the oven to sterilise them. You can boil them, but we're going to boil our lids because we want the space for the hob in the oven. So these are going to go into an oven at 160 degrees or 180 degrees Fahrenheit if you've not got a fan, and we'll get the jam on. So put these in straight away before you start making jam, so they're sterilising time. Hello, so we're making raspberry jam and we need 800 grams of raspberries. I'm just using frozen raspberries, but you can use fresh if you want. So take your 800 grams of frozen raspberries, shove them in. Yes, just fling them straight in. Then take your humongous bag of jam sugar. This is 1 kilo, and then you're going to put this straight in. On top of your raspberries, like so. On top of your sugary fruit, put a knob of butter, and that is basically all you need to make jam. So now we're just going to put the heat on. We're going to put it at a kind of low to medium heat just now, and you don't need one of these, but I recommend one of these. It's basically a sugar thermometer, and on it, it tells you at the side the temperature for what the things you'll need. Keep that to the side just now. We're going to stir this together, and once it is became a liquid, we put our thermometer in and wait till it hits jam. And that's us. Because it's close to jam on the thermometer there, what I've done is I've put some jam on a plate and I've left it to sit. You can see when I go like that, it doesn't really move, which means it's almost set, so it's almost ready.
Pour it straight into there? Yes.
Pour it straight into the jug. In front of us, we've got our sterilised lids, our sterilised jars, and our jam. So now all we have to do is pour them straight in and lid them. Try and get it to the very top. There we go. And then move to the next one. You're maybe best just picking up the actual jar, putting the lid on, and then making sure it's nice and tight, and then put it upside down and down again. That then sterilises everything at the top as well. Nice and tight, up and down, good to go. These now need to just be left alone until tomorrow. Don't touch them, don't move them, don't even look at them, just leave them. But that's jam. Jam is made, happy days. So that can get to fuck out the road.
You alright?
Yes, can you please put that in the utility? Or even on the dining, oh, watch your hands here. Even on the dining room table, anywhere.
Utility.
Yeah.
Best.
So all we've got left to do now, because the shortbread's in the oven,
Nope.
cookies are made, jam is made, so we just need to make tablet and we need to make we need to make tablet and we need to make the truffles, and that is it. So tablet is very similar to the jam, apart from it takes a bit longer, so that's why we're doing it last, because it literally just goes on till it boils, gets the right temperature, right colour or consistency, and then straight back out. And then the truffles, they're just truffles, are really simple. So we're going to take a 5-minute break to tidy some dishes and stuff so we actually have stuff to use. Then we're going to do those two things, and then that'll be us. And then tomorrow I'll come back and I'll show you how to actually make the thing, make the hamper, and put it all together and make it lovely.
Later that same evening.
So we're back, everything's sort of semi-clean, so there's clean dishes and stuff back there. So we're going to put the tablet on now. So tablet is 1 full tin of condensed milk, which is 387 grams. If you don't use tins of condensed milk and you use like a tub, whatever, just round it up to 400 grams because no one has time to measure like 97. Pour that straight into the pot that you wish to use. To your tin of condensed milk, we're going to add butter. So we're adding 125 grams of butter. My helper is gone because it doesn't feel very well. So it's just me and you guys, just me and you. But we can do this. Next we're adding 900 grams of caster sugar. Just those, all we do now is basically put it on the heat and let it all melt together. So put it on a low heat until all the sugar is dissolved and it's no longer granulate. At that point then we'll just put the heat up a little bit and it'll become tablet, but I'll hopefully show you that as we're doing it. I'm so sorry, to your tablet you need to add 150 millilitres of milk. So put that in just now. So while we're waiting for that to dissolve, we're going to start our truffles. For that we need Marcus, because Marcus needs to do the biscuits. While we're waiting on Marcus, you'll need a tin of condensed milk, you'll need chocolate powder, and digestive biscuits. You will also need butter.
Here is your bag of crumbs.
Thank you. So Marcus isn't very well, so he's not helping anymore. But that just means that we can't do the tablet and the truffles at the same time, which is absolutely fine. So now we just have to focus entirely on the tablet just now, and then we'll do the truffles. So in here, just to confirm, because I messed up last time, it is the sugar, the condensed milk, the butter, and the milk. The normal, non-condensed milk. So that's all in here, and I'm using a spatula so that I can run it round the edges and scrape the bottom, and I can tell whether or not there's granules of sugar in here or not. It feels pretty dissolved to me. I don't feel any granules of sugar in there anymore. There's some up the side, but that's okay. So now that I'm happy that this is dissolved, the sugar is all dissolved in there, I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit, and we're going to wait until it goes on to a rolling boil. once it's on a rolling boil, similar to the jam, you're just going to leave it there and we're going to keep stirring it. Basically you're doing that until it changes a nice colour. You can also test it on a plate, which I will show you how to do. Very similar to how you test the caramel in the sort of caramel shortcake thing that I made. Being pregnant, I'm not very good with words. For some reason I feel dumber, but I'm terrible at like speaking now that I'm pregnant. It's bizarre. So I've been here for maybe 20 minutes or so. I was just watching some YouTube videos as I stirred. So it's definitely changed colour. It's a nice caramelly looking colour now. And I'm going to show you what I mean with testing it on a plate. Put a wee bit on a saucer and then just leave it there. I'm just going to leave it there while I continue to do what I'm doing. I'm just stirring it, but not too vigorously. I don't want to incorporate too much air into it, but I am just sort of scraping the stuff off the sides and off the bottom so that it doesn't burn. And that's all I'm doing. I'm trying to be as gentle as possible with it. You can see that that's been a couple of seconds and it's starting to harden. It's almost like caramel, but really, really tough. So that wee blob that I just tried, it was almost just the consistency of fudge, which means that's when it's warm, which means I would say that this is almost pretty much done. You see how thick that is? It just looks like really good caramel. It's by the time this cools, it'll harden into tablet.
This is the part where I just stir it like a maniac, don't I?
Yes. All Marcus is going to do just now is he's just going to basically beat the living crap out of this, but not whisk, literally beat. And you're doing that until the mixture becomes a sort of matte. I'm going to put a wee, quick, sort of bun.
Right, so basically like that.
Oh, let me see.
So it's very vanilla. Might have been too much.
So you're literally slapping it off the sides,
Okay.
but vigorously.
Okay. But it is starting to go.
Yeah, so that needs to go in a dish right now.
Right now?
Aye.
Oh, good deal.
So you can see there it's no longer shiny and it's going all sort of matte. That's what you want. I don't have the strength to hold this pot up, babe.
Hold on.
So you need to work this really quickly to flatten this down into like the nice shape you want it to be, because it's already starting to harden. Could you give me a metal spoon out? So I've put it in this dish, and then all I'm using is just this metal spoon to try and flatten it down as much as possible. This is your tablet. You literally just need to leave it to sit now, leave it to cool down. At this stage I'd recommend cutting it into squares, because if you don't right now you're never going to be able to do it. We'll do our best. Just sort of cut squares. So that should come out as squares tomorrow. This needs to cool down, we'll just put it next to the jam. And then all we need to do now is make the truffles, and then we are done for today, and tomorrow I just need to assemble. It's really hard to show people how to make tablet because it's so like go go go.
I know.
Okay, so very pregnant. I need a seat. I've been standing for a really long time. So I'm going to make the truffles now. So for the truffles, we're going to need to melt the butter, but it's not like roasting hot. I literally just melt it. So according to my notes, it's 75 grams of butter. To this butter, you're going to add a tin of condensed milk. So what we're going to do just now is we're just going to melt these till the butter is fully melted, and then we're going to add everything into it, and then we're good to go. To our butter and condensed milk, we're going to add our chocolate powder. I've wrote 5 tablespoons. We'll see how that goes. That might not be chocolate enough, but we'll see how it goes. Again, I've made these truffles on my channel before as well. If you want to see the original recipe for just these, it'll be in one of these corners somewhere now. I originally make it with coconut. These ones will not be made with coconut, but you can if you want. Do what you want. We're going to take our punched biscuits and start pouring them basically into this mix. So the biscuits amount that I've wrote is 20 biscuits, You get like 26 in a pack, and I would recommend that you just do the full pack and then just be careful with your pouring. Don't pour all the biscuits in at one time. Just leave yourself enough to play with just in case you need to add more. You're looking for a consistency that's going to be able to ball up and you can roll. So I'm happy with that, and that was the entire packet of biscuits. That was 400 grams. So we'll take a wee bit. I think it could be doing with a wee bit more chocolate. So that was about another 2 tablespoons I've used. It really depends on the drinking chocolate or the chocolate powder you're using. The higher cocoa content, the less you're going to need to use, obviously. Right, so what we're going to do now is basically we're going to roll these into balls, or as much as we can into balls because it's still a bit wet. We're going to put them in this dish and we're going to put them in the fridge. After a few hours, we're going to take them out of the fridge, we're going to re-roll them and we're going to decorate them. And then we are done. I'm happy I left this to last because now I can have a wee seat. So you're basically making wee balls about this size. To be fair, you can make them any size you want, but I just like the wee ones because I think they're just wee bite-sized numbers, you know? Now the mixture for these isn't usually as wet as this because usually there's coconut in it and the coconut soaks up all the wet, but we don't have that luxury today because not everyone likes coconut, and I don't want to be making this for a gift for someone and then putting coconut in it and then being like, ugh, don't want that in there, that's gross. So this is my first attempt at making a hamper on this channel. I have done it in the past, but I've done it at my own leisure. I've not had to explain everything that I'm doing. So this video is probably not the best, but if you've made it this far, I really appreciate you being around and watching me attempt to show you how to multitask. As I say, when I'm on my own in my kitchen, I'm great at multitasking. I've got 2 ovens and a hob and counter space, like I'm quite good at doing multiple things, but for some reason whenever I'm filming it, it's a wee bit harder. Because it's just me as well, I don't have like a production team. It's not like I'm binging with Babish and there's people like filming him and retaking stuff, whatever. It's literally just a first take with me and that's it. But if you've made it this far, I really appreciate you being here still, and I appreciate you in general. Christmas and New Year and all that is a time to actually look at your life and appreciate the things that you have, rather than spending the whole year looking at the things you don't have. And I am a very lucky person, and I do not for a minute try and pretend that I'm not. And part of being a very, very lucky person is having all you beautiful people watching these videos and supporting me and being really kind and just generally communicating with me and being friendly and stuff. I'm really friendly with pretty much all my patrons. I'm really friendly with everyone in my Discord. I'm very blessed. And the life that I have as well, I'm very blessed. I'm also, as I've mentioned, 6 months pregnant, very blessed because I've been trying to fall pregnant for so long, and yeah, my body and IVF and stuff decided that the worst year that ever existed was the year I was going to fall pregnant, and for that I'm very thankful. So, as I was trying to say, I've done my best filming this. It's probably not the most coherent thing in the world. It is what it is. Next year, I will try and make another hamper with different things in it. So, I'm gonna go wash my hands, because that's pretty disgusting. And we're gonna put these in the fridge, and we're gonna come back in about an hour or 2, and then we're gonna re-roll them and then decorate them. And I'm very excited about decorating these because I have plans. So I have plans. Alright, so I'm back. What I've done is I've got some white chocolate and I've literally just melted it in the microwave. So that's what that is there. Now my plan is to make these look like tiny little Christmas puddings. And I'm very excited about the prospect of that. So I have these really cute wee cases that have like holly and stuff on them. And I'm going to put them in these. And then we're just going to try and grab one, re-roll it. That looks alright. It's not too big a size. You really don't have to use cases though. I just think these are adorable and that's why I'm doing that. So these have been in the fridge now for a while, so they're nice and stiff. So we're just basically reshaping them. Now these will not taste anything like Christmas pudding, they're just going to look like tiny little cute Christmas puddings. And by Christmas pudding what I mean is your cliche You see it on Christmas cards and stuff. It's like a wee round ball of pudding. It's got the white icing on top and it's got holly on top of it. That's what we're aiming for. That's what we're going to go for. Now that we've got them all in their cases, we're going to hope that our white chocolate is still melted. Yeah, it is. I've never done this before, so this might not work, but this is the plan. This is the idea. So I've got these sort of sprinkles, and on this side, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like holly and wee red baubles. So that's what we're going to use as a holly on our Christmas pudding. And then for the icing on the Christmas pudding, we're just going to use melted white chocolate. End of that, just like a little tiny wee hole, not lots, because I want to be able to control the amount of chocolate that comes out. Hello. So, where was I? We're just going to splodge some of that on and try and make it look kinda like a dumpling, or a Christmas pudding, sorry. So a wee bit round the top, and then just try and do the drips. Now that they're on, just before they start getting hard, which it probably is all too late for some of them, we're going to start putting on, oh no, it's too late, it's too late. They are not the most finessed things in the world, but I'm happy with them. I think they look like tiny little Christmas puddings, and that's what I was after. So yeah, and they should taste nice as well, but we're going to try one anyway, and just to make sure, obviously. So these are going in the hamper. So for now, I think I'm going to put them in the fridge to set even further, and then tomorrow we'll just pack them away with everything else. I guess I'll see you tomorrow for the final touches of our hamper. I'll see you then. Goodbye.
Tomorrow.
Microphone is definitely on. To show you what I have to make a hamper, these are just the things that I bought. You don't have to buy these things, you can make it however you wish. Firstly, we have our hampers, but from Asda, actually a supermarket, and I'm sure they were like £4. You can have hampers any shape, you can have the baskets, you can have a box, you can do what you want. So to line the bottom of our baskets, we have tissue paper. These were 99p from a card shop. So I've got 4 of these, and we're just going to literally open it all up and put it at the bottom to fill the bottom of the basket. Then we have these rolls of cellophane, not cellophane, but like, it's not like cling film, it's just basically like wrapping paper, but it's see-through plastic. Usually I have a bigger roll than this, but apparently I've got 2 wee rolls, so we'll see how that works out. It probably won't work out. The idea of this is, again, I'd use a bigger roll, and then I would put like a T-shape, and then I would pull it up and would wrap the top so it was almost like a full parcel, and you'd wrap the full hamper in that plastic. Next, we have these bags. So these are like food grade plastic, and it's literally just a wee bag, and then it comes with these ribbons, and these are supposed to be, and I've never used them, but they're supposed to be the easy ribbons where it's literally just pull the thing and it becomes a beautiful ribbon. So we'll see how that goes. I probably will fail at that, but we'll see how that goes. I'm sure I got these from Amazon. I'm sure they were a couple of £. I think they were very, very cheap. So these are literally just for like the tablet, for the cookies, all that stuff, right? And then next, what I have, because again, personal to me, this is what I want to do, Iron Brew bars and Highland Toffee bars. We just have them in Scotland. I think they're really cute. They've got our Willy on them. So I've got like 20 of each of those, and I'm just literally going to put a couple in each basket. And I also have a really cute wee candy canes that I'm going to decorate the basket with as well. Just going to like pop them in there. I think these were £1, and each bar is 10p. So that's what I've done. So we'll clear all this stuff away. We'll go over everything we've got. We'll find the best way to package them all to go into the basket. This is the fun bit because I get to sit and marsh. I don't need to do anything. So just to confirm what we have is we've got off screen, which you can't see, we've got tablet, we've got jam, we've got cookies, we've got mini Christmas puddings, we've got a coaty dumpling, and we've got a Dundee cake. We did have shortbread, but we're not going to talk about it. because the recipe I used wasn't my own. I didn't really like it. I used it anyway and it burnt. So I may or may not include the footage of that in this video, or you may have got to this point and I'm talking about shortbread and you don't know what I'm talking about because it wasn't something I filmed. But we'll see how we go. I'm far too pregnant to make shortbread again. Can't be bothered. So what I did do is this. I went to Morrison's and I bought little mince pies. So we're going to use them. I think that we've put in enough effort that we can cheat by buying one cake. So I'm not going to beat myself up over it, you know, like they were £1.50. It's fine, everything's fine. So we're going to try and package this as best we can. For this we have to get sellotape, and when I found my sellotape I also found my antlers. It's a Christmas video, so we're wearing antlers now. So let's cut this up and we'll see what we're dealing with. It smells nice. Right, so obviously with clean hands, we're going to cut this in half. That is the inside of my Dundee cake. We're going to cut this into 4. So next what we're going to do is have a look at this coated dumpling. So this is our dumpling that we're looking at for the first time. And remember the disaster I had putting it in on the tray. It doesn't seem to have been too bad. There is obviously this full bit here, but we're going to cut that into a quarter and nobody will even know. They're not gonna know. So let's cut this in half. I'm just going to use the same knife as I used for the Dundee cake because they've got similar fruit in them. And there's my cross section. And that looks great. I'm really happy with that. So that big crack, we're just going to cut right down the middle of that, so no one's ever going to know that that actually fell to bits. So that's now wrapped in cling film, and then that is going to go into our wee tub, like so. Probably like that to hide the bottom, but there we are, like so. So we're going to do that 4 times now. I really wish I could give myself a hamper because I really want to eat some of that coated dumpling. It smells great. So what we're going to do just now is we're going to do the cookies because the cookies are all here and they're doing my nut in because there's so many of them. But they'll be easy to do because we're going to give 5 cookies per person and we're just going to put them straight in a bag. Easy peasy. Now my hands are clean, but just obviously to prevent my hands going right into a bag, I'm just getting tongs and opening the bag like that. I'm not convinced that 5's going to fit in this bag. No, it looks like only 4's fitting in the bag, but that's fine. So there's our 4 cookies in our bag, and let's have a look at these ribbons. Pull flower ribbon. Okay, so it came with no instructions, but that's fine.
1 eternity later.
I'm not entirely convinced. Yeah, so far the ones I've made are a bit shite, but we'll keep trying. They're in the bag now, so I'm just going to twist the top of the bag and I'm going to see if I can use this ribbon. We'll see if this works. Right, that can be the practice ones. And I'm just cuddling the bit that's left. Right, so that's our practice cookies and ribbons. Looks alright. Put that to the side for now. So we're just going to tie the ribbon round the twisted part of the plastic and then tie the knot at the back. And there we go. So we're just going to do it with the rest of them. Bit of strings at the back, I'm just going to curl. So you basically put the edge of the scissors against the ribbon and then pull it and it will curl it. Just watch your fingers obviously. Smashing. Happy with them. So we're going to do it 3 more times, then I'll be back. I don't know if you can see here, you probably can't. What I've done is I've decided to take the cakes out of the boxes and just wrap them because I think it'll be fresher for the cakes and it means I've got more choices for displaying them in my actual basket. All my cookies are now ribboned up and what we're going to do now is continue wrapping. We've got tablet, jam, mince pies and mini Christmas puddings left to do. And honestly, I think we're probably going to wrap everything the same way we just wrapped the cookies, because it makes sense. The only thing we're not going to do is put the jam into a bag. You'll take a jar of jam, which is now obviously fully cooled and stuff. I've just got like a gentle cleaner and I've got it on a kitchen towel, and I'm just going to wipe the jars down a wee bit just in case they're a wee bit sticky. And again, we've got options for decorating. We can either put one of these ribbons round the top of it, so just round the actual seal and they've got the ribbon there, or if you wanted to, you could just put some of this ribbon round, which would just look like that, and then you would tie it. You're basically getting your ribbon and tying it round the jam lid. And if I like that, that's what we'll do. So yeah, that's all I'm going to do. I think that's quite pretty. So we're going to do that. I'll leave that for now and I can do that off camera because you don't need to watch me do that to all the jars of jam. But we're going to separate the cubes of tablet now and then put them into bags. So I'll show you that. So this is my tablet and how it looks now. And the only reason I'm doing this on camera is because there's maybe people out there that don't know what tablet is, don't know what it looks like and all that kind of stuff. So tablet's super crumbly, so as you're snapping it, be careful that you're not just crumbling it into tiny wee bits. But because we've already pre-cut it, you'll see that it does snap quite easily. Now these are quite big bits of tablet, and as you've seen, tablet's just sheer sugar, so you don't really give a lot away to people. Maybe like 4 bits. 4 bits is like quite a lot. So I'll go wash my hands now because my hands are covered in sugar, and then we'll start bagging this. I'm basically going to do the exact same thing as what I did for the cookies. We've got 100 left, so we'll just start putting one in each bag. So that's 5 pieces per bag. It's quite a lot of tablet. I know that you're maybe thinking it's not, but because of what it is, it's quite a lot. So I'm going to do them, I'm going to do the jars, and I'll be back. Hello and welcome back. So we have put bows on all of our jam, put bows on all of our tablet, basically put bows on everything, right? And I've wrapped the wee tiny pies. I didn't show you that because I didn't make the pies, I bought it from Morrison's, so I don't want to put too much effort into showing you how to do that, but they're basically wrapped the exact same. We're just going to keep going, and all I'm going to do just now is basically wrap our individual Christmas puddings. And what we're going to do is put 5 per bag, so just put them sort of upright, because we put so much effort into actually decorating these Christmas puddings that you want to put them in the bag quite nice, I think. And again, just as always, we're going to scrunch it, ribbon it. There we go. Nice wee bag of mini Christmas pudding truffles. So we're going to do that 4 times, and then that's all of our stuff done and wrapped, and then all we've got to do is then assemble our actual basket, which is what you're waiting for. So we'll do that. So I'll go and do that just now, and then when I come back I'll have an empty basket, all the stuff in front of me, and show you how exactly to dress your basket. Or how I would dress a basket. I'm not, obviously you can tell from this video so far, I am not an expert. Let's just put that out there. Hello, we're back. So, I have one basket in front of me, and I'm just going to show you what I would do with one because there's no point in showing you all 4, right? In front of me here, I don't know how well you can see it, but I've got my truffles, my pies, my jam, my tablet, my cookies, my dumpling, and my Dundee cake. Empty that in there, and then fluff it up a bit. So you want to put the biggest stuff at the back and then go down the way. So the biggest thing we have is cake, like dumpling and Dundee cake. Why do I always forget the name of Dundee cake? So we'll put that at the back, and we'll pick the nicest looking side of our cake to display, like so. And then thirdly, I'd say probably a jam. It's quite big, so we'll stick that there. Then we've got our tablet, our cookies, these pies. So we'll have a wee look to see how we're going to display that. Maybe just, we'll plonk it all in for now and see how we get on. I would say that looks alright. And then in the wee gaps, we'll have like a wee iron brew bar there, a wee toffee bar. We'll put a wee candy cane, another wee candy cane, put wee mini ones at the front, they're cute. Yeah, and that is pretty much it. Obviously hampers are supposed to be absolutely chocker with stuff, but I am one person. I'm happy with this. These hampers are designed to go to people who are one person or a couple. So it's not a hamper for a full family, it's literally a single person gift or a couple gift, because it's quite a lot for like one person. It's maybe just enough for two people, and it's just treats. It's just a nice way to display treats as well. So I'm happy with that. I think that's quite cute the way that looks. Because all the bags are quite tall at the top, actually what I've done, I've moved the cookies to here and put a Dundee cake here, and then that fills up a little bit more room at the top and makes it look a little bit bigger. So what we'll do is we'll write one of our cards, we'll put the card in it, and then we'll wrap it. So I've written my card out, I'm literally just going to plonk that right at the back. This hamper is going to my old neighbours that we had in our old house, who were nothing but lovely to us, and we miss them every day. This is when we start tackling this stuff. So my idea, have some going that way, have some going the other way, and bunch it up at the top. Kind of like all the bags we've just made. Yeah. And then we'll do the same on this side. Lift this up. Kind of how we made the quilty dumpling. Remember we made like a T shape of paper? We're doing the exact same thing. Make sure it's straight, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. I want them to be even. So we're going to lift it up until it's even. I hope what I'm doing actually translates. So I've got two bits of plastic up each side. I've got this piece of plastic here and this piece of plastic here. And then all we're really going to try and do is neatly bunch it up so the full thing is covered. See? And then it can be tied here. You see? I'm going to use some sellotape to seal it shut just now. One-handed sellotape is so difficult, like that. And then we're going to have a look, make sure there's no gaps. And then if there is any parts of paper that's still poking out, we're just going to like discreetly sellotape them up, make it look all pretty. So there we go, I'm happy with that. I think that looks really nice. And we still get enough at the top that it's kind of bushy outy. So that's what I like. So all we need to do now is put a big ribbon around the top. Obviously this thing is like ribbon central, there's ribbons everywhere. If you're not any ribbons then I don't know what to tell you. But I'm trying to think of the best ribbon to put around this. I think what we'll do is we'll do a bit of both to make it super fancy. And to do that, all we're going to do is take strips of this normal ribbon, and we'll tie just one bit of that round there now. And then we'll do that again. Next we'll pick our colour. I think I'll go for red. Yeah, we'll go for red. And again, ideally I'd like to have a better ribbon for this, but I don't. So, sad times. Sad times. And with all the bags of cakes and stuff, what we did was we just tied it at the back. I'm going to pull it round the front. So wrap it round the back, pull it round the front, pull all this other ribbon out the way so we're not smothering it, and then we'll tie it at the front. And the reason we're doing that is so we've got more ribbon lying at the front. So now we've got all this ribbon here. It doesn't look the greatest, but we're going to fix it. So we're going to take our knife, not a knife, our scissors, and start just running it down all the pieces of ribbon. So that's probably the best I can do with a tiny wee ribbon. But we've just got all this extra stuff here. Hopefully that looks nice enough. So that is how I would make a hamper. In a more ideal world I'd put more stuff in it, but As I say, it's only going to like one person or a couple. It's not going to like huge families of people. But I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I think it's very pretty. So I think this is the perfect gift for people who you need to say thank you to, or to people who are maybe a little bit older and like more traditional gifts and stuff. This is the first time you've seen it, but what do you think?
Shite.
Oh.
Kidding, no, it looks brilliant.
I think it looks alright.
Ah, it looks good.
And then the wee cards at the back, and then inside the card I've just wrote what everything is, so that they know. Do you think it's an okay present?
That's a brilliant present, aye.
Do you think it looks pretty enough?
It looks very pretty.
Do you think people are going to watch this video and be like, that's far too much effort, we'll do it?
Probably. I would. But then again, not everyone's me.
But you helped me with some of it. Do you think that it was a lot of effort?
To me, yeah. But to others, probably not.
I think if you're decent at multitasking, then it should be alright.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm proud of myself.
You should be. It looked brilliant.
Thanks. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching this video all the way through. Thank you for watching this video at all. If you liked this video, even in the slightest, please consider liking and subscribing. It would mean the world to me. If you make something out of this hamper, or you make the hamper, or anything like that, or you just make the jam or whatever, show me on Twitter. I want to see. I love it when people like make the things that I've made. I think that's really nice. It's so heartwarming and I love seeing it. So please don't think that I wouldn't want to see it, because I definitely do. But yeah, it is almost Christmas, so Merry Christmas to all of you. I hope you all have a fantastic time. I hope that Santa brings you everything you want, and I hope that next year is better for everyone. I hope that things can go back to normal-ish, and this time next year I'll be sitting with a wee 9-month-old baby, and I will not be making hampers, but we will definitely be making Christmas trees. So I'll see you hopefully in the new year. I don't think I'll be uploading anything after this. So I'll see you in the new year, and yeah, have a nice Christmas. Bye.